Oh, fire, fire. Oh, fire. Call fire department. Oh, wait, never mind. Fluffy says that it's he's smudging the house. Yep, smudging the house. He's been stressing how important it is to indulge in psychic hygiene. Yep, move that energy. Well, okay, I'm gonna go over here and chew on Fluffy's foot. I'm gonna go smudge the foot so it smells better, get rid of all that bad juju. You don't want his other foot to fall off. Remember, look us up on With the Fluff. Love ya. Bye. Ow.
Aromagees Botanica, a metaphysical store for mind, body, and spirit. Oils, herbs, candles, crystals, teas, handmade soaps, tarot cards, everything you need on your magical journey. Daily psychic and tarot readings, classes, witchcraft, pagan, and hoodoo supplies, most of it made in-house. Try our free Dress Your Own candle station. From spiritual gifts to ritual supplies to religious books, we have the widest selection of metaphysical products in all of Tennessee since 1999. It is our goal to inspire everyone to explore their spirituality in their own way by offering information and products in a nurturing multicultural environment. Open 7 days a week. 223 Donaldson Pike, Nashville, Tennessee, or visit us online at aromagees.com.
Thank you for tuning in to Pagan World TV. Welcome to the Gayle Tracey Mull Show with Gayle Tracey Mull. Gayle is a catalyst for change. She can help you create the life that you dream of living. Gayle walks the path of the wounded healer. She is a psychic reader and life coach, as well as a Reiki master in 2 traditions. She has a long and varied background in the mystical, the magical, and the metaphysical. Please welcome your host, Gayle Tracey Mull.
Hello, this is the Gayle Tracey Mull Show, and I'm Gayle Tracey Mull. And this show is an eclectic mix of different things to help you on your path to creating your best possible life. And I'm just here as a guide and a coach to help you with that. And today, my guest is Julie Rainwater. I know you guys have heard me talk about her before. She's a big part of my life. We were just talking about it, for over 16 years. Um, we met, and she was starting the Metaphysical Study Group of East Texas. Yes, that group has been around for 15 years. Started out as a meetup group. It's still a meetup group. It's also on Facebook. She's been a leader in our community all that time. She's a Reiki master. She is a teacher, actually a certified teacher. Uh, she has taught so many people Reiki and been so instrumental in that journey for so many people. And she's just so super intelligent on so many levels. And she and I work together a lot. I mean, we do events together, we go places together. She's also kind of sort of my sister. We decided to adopt each other a long time ago. And so today we had talked about talking about Reiki, and we are going to a little bit, but we really decided that maybe energy anatomy and energy management was a little bit more a prelude to us maybe talking about Reiki on another show. Because for Julie and I both, Reiki is the container that, like, a lot of our other tools go in. It's the energy management system that helps us get point A to point B, so to speak. So, with all of that said, here is Julie Rainwater.
Yay, hi.
Hi.
I'm really glad to be here. And it has been a long journey. It's been an exciting journey and a fruitful journey. And I can talk about Reiki a lot. I enjoy that particular facet of my life. I use it every day. And yes, there are a lot of foundational things that we can cover tonight in preparation for deeper discussion. So that's where we're headed.
Absolutely. And, you know, both of us use Reiki every single day. I think people out there need to know that, you know, if you use Reiki and you use it right, it permeates all of your life.
Yes, it does. You cannot separate. I mean, you already are universal life force energy, which is the energy that Reiki encompasses. You are that. Every living thing has that energy running through. You cannot separate it. And so having some more knowledge about it, having an awareness about it that puts it in that forefront each and every day is a powerful thing to have. It's a powerful place to be. It's a powerful thing to have. And it does permeate everything.
And that's what Reiki, you'll hear us talk about Reiki attunements. Reiki attunements are lining you up more so with that life force energy. Everybody has life force energy, but the Reiki attunement is it's like getting plugged in better.
It's a reawakening of that which you already know.
Right.
And already have.
But having said all of that, realize that today it's not all talking about Reiki, because in order to understand Reiki, you really need to understand energy management, correct?
And energy itself, yes.
Yeah. So some general things about energy. What's a general thing about energy? Because, you know, me and you talk about energy a lot, and other people are going, energy, are you talking about gasoline? Are you talking about electricity, you know?
Yeah. Well, we live in a sea of energy. There are all kinds of different energies that comprise our physical reality. There are a lot of energies we have accessible to us that we can utilize in different ways, like electromagnetic energy, for example. We are electromagnetic beings, and that is part of our human system and part of our world as well. So if we know a little bit about that, for example, we can utilize tools and techniques that help us manage that particular aspect.
One of the things I tell people ask me, what do you do whenever you do Reiki? I tell them, you're an electrical being. Like you said, they're an electromagnetic being. And I access that energy field. It's like giving a car a tune-up. Every once in a while, things are out of sync. And so we work in their electromagnetic field to help their energy.
Yes. So some other energies that we might consider are cosmic energy or solar energy. We are being pelted with solar energy all the time. It is unseen. We don't have daily awareness of it, but it affects us in our world. And that's an interesting energy to consider also.
That is something I'm going to be talking with Mary Dodd about planetary alignments and, how the sun and the moon and all of that magnetic energy actually do affect us on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, cosmic energy is quite interesting. Another energy that we might consider is chemical energy. I mean, our bodies, our brains, it runs on chemical reactions. That form of energy is part of us as well.
Pheromones and all of the different things that comprise a human being. Absolutely. And also, one of the things that people don't realize is that everything is energy. Before it takes a physical form, it had an energetic form.
It did. Yes. Physicality, as a matter of fact, is the exception to the rule. I want you to think about how much space is out there and how much energy is out there and how much physical beingness is out there. And there's a teeny tiny bit of physicality amongst all of that space and energy.
Right. And so to actually be in a physical body and get to experience space and time from a metaphysical point of view, gift.
Yes, absolutely. Being physical is definitely a gift. It's an experience that is there for us to for a lot of reasons.
Right. And so this is one of the things I say about magic, things. So something has to be imagined. It has to be thought of, and then it comes into being. So the energy has to be put out to bring something into being.
It does.
Okay.
Consider energy and the energy that's out there. We also have to understand that places and things have energy too. And again, it's not necessarily seeing energy, but I don't know anyone who hasn't walked into a room where something hard or sad went down. You can feel it.
Yeah.
You're aware of that energy.
Yeah, or if people have been talking about you.
Or even something that, even a light energy, it definitely.
It can be a happy energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But some places are loaded with chi too. I remember whenever I lived in Colorado, we went to the site of the Ludlow massacre. It was the railroads, and they were fighting with the people unionizing, and they massacred women and children. The Pinkerton men and stuff did, and you could feel this energy on this place where all these people died. Yeah.
So it's very advantageous for us to be aware of the many energies that we are surrounded with. We are in a sea of energy, and probably some of the extreme energy we encounter is what we share and exchange amongst one another, our human energy system, and how we affect one another and ourselves is very important knowledge.
Yeah, because we don't even realize we have an energy body around us. And when you go out and you meet people, your bubble brushes them. They interact, they touch each other. Yeah. And so if you walk into a room where there's a lot of grief or sadness or whatever going on, strong emotions, that's brushing your energy bubble.
It is. And so one of the things we can consider and discuss is how energy actually flows through our physical beingness, and that is that discussion is about our energy anatomy.
Yes, and it's very important for people to learn that energy management is becoming a must-have.
Absolutely. In the 21st century, the energies in general continue to rise. There's a lot happening on the world right now, and we need to energetically be prepared to handle what's coming at us from a multitude of directions.
Absolutely. And the thing about being aware in energy management and doing that, we haven't been taught energy management in North America very much. I mean, people just go and spew their energy all over people. It makes it really tough. So, this is learning how to be polite whenever you're with people. If you don't want them like throwing their energy all up over you, you need to learn how to work on your own energy, correct?
Yeah. So when we're doing Reiki or we're doing energy management, there's particular parts of our energy anatomy that we are concerned with. And so the parts that are most known that we deal with are our auric field, our aura. We deal with chakras, and we also deal with meridian lines or nadis through our bodies. And those particular components of our energy anatomy do specific things for us. And it's part of why we're alive. It was really interesting to me when I started becoming interested in energy work, and I began investigating all was necessary to animate a physical human body, how the actual energetic components played out in our life expression. And I really became very surprised that I was later in life, like probably in my 40s, before I ever really got into any depth in learning with that. And it's something we should be teaching our children.
Oh, absolutely. And energy anatomy, we hear the words aura and chakras, and some of that we learn with Reiki. It's not necessarily something you have to do Reiki, but it helps you have a better understanding of your energy field to learn about those things.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And literally there's people that study for years just on chakras and how chakras work.
Yes. The interesting thing is this information is ancient. It's been known for thousands of years, and it comes from cultures all over the world have knowledge about this. It is another fascinating thing to me that in our modern world, it's really not focused on, especially our country, but that is changing. It has been changing. These ancient wisdoms, this ancient knowledge is continuing to be more available and talked about in everyday formats now, and that's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. I mean, meridians. Meridians were one of the things you touched on, and those were used in ancient Chinese medicine with acupuncture
Yes,
and
absolutely.
reflexology. They've even found human beings with tattoos of the meridian lines. And, yeah, it's
Yeah, isn't
really
that fascinating?
exciting
It
to know
is.
that this is out there. And I believe I just heard, do we need to go to a commercial break? Okay, maybe not. It's live TV, people. Okay, this is real. But all of those things about learning energy and me are good basic things that people can learn. They can look up, they can research. Even if they don't do Reiki, it's still a good process to learn about energy anatomy, correct?
Yes, yes. And so let's just give a good general overview of what we've stated so far. Your aura is the energetic envelope that surrounds your body. It's typically about arm length distance from your body. You know when people are in your aura because, like what Gayle talked about earlier, it's your bubble. And when somebody gets in your bubble, they've invaded your space. Actually, they've come to your auric field. So there's management is necessary at the auric level. And once the energy begins to move into the body, it comes through the chakras, which are like big transforming power stations. It takes etheric energy and distributes it into the physical body. And there is tons of information that you can go look at about the chakras, and that comes from our friends in India. That information is ancient. People that do yoga, they focus on the chakras often. They're doing on the energy stations.
A lot of Tibet about chakras.
Yes. Again, different cultures have known about this and have represented it themselves in their own way. And then the other part that we were talking about, the meridian lines, those are like your energy veins, how energy is further distributed throughout your system. And yes, the acupuncturist looks for areas that either have an excess of energy or a lack of energy. And the insertion of the needles balances that however it needs to be. So it's interesting.
One of the things, and this is more true of me than you, because Reiki is different. And it uses the skills and talents that the person already comes equipped with. So one of my things is I often really feel those points where people hurt and those acupressure points. And it's an intuitive know with me as to knowing where people hurt.
Yeah.
And where those meridian lines are. And I naturally feel them. But it's different for everybody. So that gives you an idea of some place. If you're out there and you're wanting to learn more about energy management, we just fed you a whole bunch of different things that you can go and look up and research.
Yes.
And by the way, you can contact Julie Rainwater. She does have I Am Julie Rainwater on Facebook. No,
That's my Gmail account.
I
I am Rainwater
am Julie Rainwater at gmail.com.
.com.
com, and she has a website that is under construction, or you can always contact me. There's plenty of links to contact me that are going to be posted, and believe me, I can get a hold of Miss Julie for you. So just feel free to do that. And we've got a little bit more time before we have to go to a commercial break. So maybe we talk a little bit more about energy awareness. We talked about the anatomy, but now then, how do you get awareness of your energy field? Because, so many times I ask people, can you feel the energy of that? And they're like, oh no. How do I feel energy? How do I gain awareness about energy? Because, if you weren't taught that, where do you get it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what's some of your suggestions for energy awareness?
Well, a lot of times I think it's just being still for a minute and asking, what am I feeling? What is going on? I mean, we're in a busy, rush, do kind of a world. And we often just don't stop and pause to take time to notice. So the first step would be to look, notice, ask.
And I know you work on people that have this problem, but I work on a lot of people. They have chronic pain, and it's from emotions that they didn't bother to feel at the time. They don't. We're taught, oh, suck it up. Don't pay
Yes.
attention to that. Don't.
The big girl panties on.
Yes. Don't cry now. Don't let see you be angry. Don't, just be nice. And so we never get around to feeling our emotions. And that's what creates tension. That's what creates stress. That's what creates a lot of disease in our body. I honestly believe.
Yes. Yes. And the way this hooks into our energy anatomy is your auric field actually has different layers. And each there are layers that are associated with our emotions, and it's called your emotional body. And there's a layer that deals with your thoughts, and it's called your mental body. And there's a layer that deals with your connection to that which is greater than yourself. It's your spiritual body. And so these bodies are energetically based.
Yes.
And so we can, when we're talking about awareness, we can also get down to those individual layers or those levels and look there.
They say that actually about 9% of us is non-physical. Is that correct? And that maybe like 10% of us is in a physical body. What do you think? Something like that.
I think that's true. And yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So again,
So what we're really looking for is to balance all of those fields. And, balance is something that we seek, and it is an ongoing battle for a lot of us to find balance with everything. We're both actually Reiki masters. We both do a lot of work with people. We use Reiki in our day-to-day lives, and it's a big part of our life. And that's not to say that there's not other healing modalities out there that are just as good, but this is the one that works for the two of us, and it has been really good to us. And we were talking about energy awareness, and about the fact that we need balance.
Yes.
Balance is a big deal. If you get like 3 points going. If you get your physical, emotional, and mental all in a good place, but spiritually you're sort of lagging behind, it doesn't work as good. You're out of balance. You need all four of them to be able to, as we would talk, progress up the vibrational scale. Correct?
Yes. And, with the energy anatomy and energy awareness, you need to understand that this is not automatically regulating. We have to do what we need to do to manage ourselves.
Absolutely. One of the primary tools besides Reiki that I use, and I think you use as well, is meditation.
Yes.
Yeah. Meditation is a big deal because you get your mind quiet enough and still enough to actually be able to focus on your energy anatomy and how you feel. Correct?
Absolutely. I think that what we're leaning towards talking about with you all is the fact that you need to, when you're talking about energy management, you need to build your energy toolkit.
Yes. And, everybody has different tools. Not all tools are equal for all people. For instance, there's some people out there that Reiki isn't their big thing. They may have started Reiki, but they may have moved on to reflexology is their big thing. Acupuncture is their big thing. But they still have an energy management system that they are into, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think Julie's struggling a little bit with her internet connection. So
Yeah, I just tried to address that.
it's okay. That way people know whenever they're watching. But
yeah,
really, it's important to distinguish that there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. That's what being holistic is. And you have to develop different tools. Correct?
you do. And you have to understand that not every tool you have works every time. That's why your toolkit is important, because you've got sections, you've got choices, and you may need to cycle through a few of them to get the ultimate result you're looking for.
Yeah, and it also helps to have a support system to remind you to use your tools. Because, whenever you're upset or you're sick or there's something going on in the world, the way everybody's had something going on in the world, sometimes somebody has to remind you, stop, use your tools. So what would you say are some other energy tools? I mean, Reiki, meditation, I think are two of the big ones for me and you both. But
Yeah,
go on.
there's some things that we need to do daily, or that we can daily. And a couple of things we can do daily is to clear and cleanse our energy and to ground ourselves. Those are super important, especially right now. There's a lot of chaotic energy happening in the world.
Oh boy,
and oh boy, there is. And if we don't take time to clear that, get really junky and convoluted, and perhaps not be at our best with other people. And this again is there are a variety of ways to do clearing on yourself. If you are a Native American, you would probably take some sage and you would smudge yourself. There's other ways to do that.
Yeah, there's other art to do that, depending on your tradition and what you have available. Sometimes I'll use lavender and rosemary. I really like that. You know, there's essential oils. You can smudge with sound. I have a singing bowl behind me. So if
Absolutely.
people are sensitive to smells, which a lot of people are,
Hmm.
sound is a good way to cleanse and clear. Um, to clean your own energy body, like, okay, for instance, my husband works at a prison, true thing, and he comes home at the end of the day. A way to clean all of that energy off of him is to take apple cider vinegar, pour it over his head, and literally see it cleaning off your body, your energy field, see all of that gunk of working in such a place go drain.
Yeah.
And I have several people I've talked to do that works, correct?
Absolutely. If you're into the stones, selenite is a wonderful energy cleanser and aligner. So
Yes,
you can
and
just take a selenite wand. Oh, you have one there.
well,
Yay.
I want to be in alignment with the people that are listening to our show. So I put this here by my computer. This is an example of using the tools we have in everyday life, people.
Very nice.
Yeah. Another good stone is shungite, and it helps with a lot of the electromagnetic anomalies yeah,
Yes.
that come off of our electronics, our computers, our phones, all of that stuff that we're sort of constantly bombarded with. This is a cleanser for that stuff. And you can get it in all different forms. I just happen to have the cute little pyramid here by me.
So basically, for every sense you have a clearing tool: sound, sight, intention, smell, physical cleansing with water or whatever. There's
Right.
lots of ways to do that. Do it every day. We all need to clear ourselves every day. We take baths, clear energy. Do more than clean your physical body, clean your
Clean your
energies.
energy body. And
Yes,
that also applies to places.
it
That
does.
that applies to your home. It applies to your office. You know, it applies to your food. You know, cleansing and clearing your food. People don't realize it, but the reason some things taste better than others, it's the inner person who cooked it.
Or grew it, or transported it, or any bit along the line.
Right. And that's true for anything that comes into your home as well. If the person who made that thing was really angry that day, a lot of things carry that energy over. And maybe it doesn't work as well. You know, maybe it doesn't feel as good in your home. I have a friend that she loves to yard sell, and she goes to the Goodwill and she does all of the things, but she knows to smudge and cleanse the things before she brings them into her because
Yes,
they've got other people's energy on them.
yes.
Yeah.
So clearing and cleaning is important. Let's talk about grounding next.
Oh, absolutely. Grounding is huge. And I think people know the term grounding a little bit better, don't you?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I do know we get knocked out of bodies all the time, and again, I think some people have an easier time of being grounded than others. And what we mean by being grounded means you are physically in your body and you are connected to earth and what's around you. You're not floating around in Spaceland.
Yeah. And I think that grounding for me is really important whenever you're upset. I mean, you're so upset and you have so much energy and just you're in this place and you don't know how to get rid of all that energy. And that's whenever people break things, they slam things, they hurt each other because they can't get rid of the energy. What you really need to do is you need to ground.
Yes.
And so, one form of grounding, there's meditations to ground, there's all sorts of things to ground. But if you're really upset, the best thing is to go outside, get your put your back up against a tree, get your shoes, touch the ground, get your hands, touch the ground. I equate it to a lightning rod.
Yes.
You need to push all that energy out. And true thing, um, used to where I lived, I didn't have good outside space, but I was so upset and I had a favorite park. I literally woke up in the middle of the park. Really, I was that upset. And I went and I sat down and underneath the tree and yeah. But I felt better. I
Yes,
got back inside
definitely.
my body. Okay.
So
Hey, yes,
grounding can happen in a multitude of ways, absolutely. And it's another big part of managing your energy.
absolutely. So, in wrapping up about tools, Julie, what's some other things you want to mention?
Well, the couple of other areas that you want to be aware of when you're doing energy management is raising or building your energy and repairing energy. So, raising and building energy, like we talked about with clearing and grounding, can be done in a variety of ways. One of my favorite ways to raise and build energy is drumming. We've been doing drum circles in our area for years, and it is a great way to come together as community to connect and to build energy. Drumming is awesome.
Yes, there's also toning. Toning is a lovely way to build your energy. There is meditations. I've been doing a meditation called Setting in the Power. It has helped my energy field so much. Um, music. Music is a good way for people to build their energy. There's songs out there that just make you feel good.
Yeah. And if we're talking about things like our emotional body, for example, or our mental body, which is part of our energy anatomy and system, good ways to raise those particular bodies are through gratitudes
Yeah,
and yeah, just and spending time in nature.
absolutely. Sure. Being connected to the earth, you know, we were talking about grounding. Most people wear rubber soled shoes. We don't ever actually touch the ground anymore. It's important to get out and be in nature, and it's important to find a like minded community, to have
It
people to
is.
help you remember. Yeah,
Yes, yes. And then another main way we like to use in raising and repairing our energy is, let's go back to our beautiful R word, Reiki, Reiki, Reiki. Reiki does.
absolutely. Because sometimes, okay, people know that something is the matter with them. They know that their gut hurts all the time, which that is a leaky chakra that I think everybody at some point in their life has a hard time with, because that particular chakra is about our personal power, our personal will. And a lot of times we feel like we have none. you know, we feel sort of abused. So you may not necessarily know how to repair that yourself if you haven't been doing energy management a lot. So to find somebody who does Reiki, they can help you work on that upset gut that you have all the time. They can help you work on your stress level. They, so many different ways a Reiki practitioner can help you with that, correct?
Absolutely. And I really want to encourage people not only to seek out Reiki practitioners, but to really consider training for themselves. I do enjoy doing Reiki on people, but really my true love is to teach them. I want to give them that for their life enrichment.
Absolutely. I mean, we have talked about it, and there's different levels to Reiki. There's Reiki 1, which is learning about your own energy body. It's working on yourself. It's working on healing you. Reiki 2 is much more about your spiritual, emotional bodies. It's being able to work on other people. Then there is mastery level, which is more of a psychic surgery, being able to do some really cool and different things to help other people. And then there's the teaching level. And thanks to Julie, I have those, and I've also learned them from some other people. I'm a master in 2 traditions. But I want to encourage people, go and get a Reiki treatment. If it works for you, consider getting at least a degree. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. The first degree can carry you far. You can get a lifetime's worth of work out of level 1 for sure.
Yes, because it's learning your ABCs. If you want to read the book, you need to do your ABCs.
Yes. Again, it's our number 1 tool for energy management.
Absolutely. I think of Reiki is the container that all of my other practices go on in. And I think you think of it that way too.
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to take a minute before we end up. Thank you, Gayle, for the time today with you and our discussion, and thank all of you that are listening. Thank you for taking the time.
Yes, and please feel free to share this, because it will be on my playlist on Bold Brave TV on YouTube. So please share this with people that they're like, energy, what is energy? Hopefully this gives you, like we were talking about, the ABCs of how you work with energy. Yeah. So these are the things that we're trying to bring to you here on the Gayle Tracey Mull Show. It's something to help you move forward in your life and create your own best possible life. Please look at my link tree. There's all sorts of information on there. If you need me, you can get me. You can get Julie through me. She will have her new website up, hopefully before she comes on and talks to us next time. And hopefully we get to talk about Reiki next time and just all the things Reiki. But remember, you have been listening to the Gayle Tracey Mull Show, and I'm Gayle Tracey Mull. And I am so excited Julie Rainwater was here with us, and she will be on again. And next week, I believe we have an herbalist coming on. So hopefully you get to see that. And thank you for watching, and blessed be.
Thank you for watching the Gayle Tracey Mull Show with Gayle Tracey Mull. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a like and comment and subscribe. Tune in next time on Pagan World TV.